Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland. There's Kathy's name and her website if you want to find her. Feel free to freeze frame if you need to. Supportive Oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin. Support. Let's see, there's websites here for them. Tori Hartman, there's one. WatkinsPublishing.co.uk or WatkinsPublishing.com. Just feel free to freeze frame there if you need to for that information as well. All right. Sagittarius. There's like a bump of energy. Alright, we might have, okay. The Nine of Swords. Where is this coming in? Somebody, what are they doing? What are they, it's them. Somebody's making a choice. There's stress on both sides here. So for you and for whoever you're dealing with, there's a lot of stress. I feel like it's the first thing I'm really picking up on. Stress. A lot of stress. No, we're facing it. We have to face it is what I'm getting. Because I'm like, no, it has to be dealt with. Now, the other person you're dealing with, I'm getting, the way this is coming in is like this. There's mysticism with something going on below. It's actually the Two of Cups, but I feel like they know what they need to do. They know what they want. They're just dragging it out really slowly to move it forward, but they're the ones who have to move forward. They're making a big choice to get something done. And they know what they want. I feel like you're ready to you're willing to make the decision, but I don't feel like it's not in your hands quite yet. You seem to be putting in a lot of effort, and you're trying to make this work out. I feel like you're trying to make this work out, and you're putting in the effort to do so. You're making decisions that I feel like you're making decisions to continue something that this other person may not continue. They're changing something. They need to make their decision. What they're looking at is like the way it's currently going, it's not really serving the situation. It's not serving them. They know at some point this is going to end. Whatever it is, it could be like somebody's like they're making a decision that's going to change the whole landscape of what you're dealing with. And they realize that they're going to do this. It's just, are they going to do it now or later? They have to make their decision. Are we going to do it now or later? The Five of Swords, it's a very interesting thing. I feel like it's going to be an issue. It's like, do we deal with it now or later? It's kind of like, I can try to hold it off, but what good does that really do me? I'm not going to get out of anything. It's either deal with it now or deal with it later. That's what I keep getting with this card. It's usually the fruitless win card for me, but that's what I'm getting now. Is kind of like deal with it now or deal with it later. It's not going to matter. So why hold off? When they finally do decide to move forward, they are going to hold strong to their decision. So they're going to tell you what they're going to do. Once they've told you, they're not going to back down from that. It's definitely about what they need to do. I don't know what it's to say. To you, it seems to come in really quickly, I'm noticing. It comes in really quickly, and you don't have any say over it. You've got the Three of Swords with the Despondence. Is that Despondence? Yep, Despondence and the Isolation. Once it starts moving forward, there's no negotiation here. This is just kind of like, we just got to do what we got to do. With these three together, I don't really feel like this is anything you're going to feel good about. It doesn't mean the situation is going to end badly. It just means like when this stage hits, I feel like I don't have any control and I hate it. Ultimately, I'm noticing the judgment does go in your favor. It may take a while before you actually see it that way, though. So I'm not going to pretend like you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is great. No, it may take you a few months before you're like, you know what, I do think that worked out in my favor. Actually, the way things are now are better than what they were before, but while it was happening, it didn't feel that way. It may be one of those situations. This person, whoever this is, they're making decisions based on what they need. They've got the Lovers and the Ten of Cups. This is really what they want. They have to decide that this is what they need to do, and they are going to move forward with what they need to do. In the long run, it will be good for you, because I feel like it's whatever happens here, it's kind of like it was always there anyway. It's just now that it's taken care of and moved forward, it's like it's not, lurking in the shadows. It's been taken care of. It's out there. This is definitely something they did for the best of them. That was the motivator, something that they wanted, something that they needed, something they feel like they had to do. It does seem to be relieving the stress. I'm trying to get towards these last couple cards for you, but it's slowly coming in. I feel like in the long run, definitely it's judgment in your favor. But again, while it's happening, I don't think it feels like it. It just doesn't feel like it. And you might be still going through some of this stress when judgment is actually going in your favor. It may feel very stressful for you. I just don't feel like it's going to be something you're going to enjoy and love. On the other side, I do see these two cards coming in, which is the Star card is very easily compatible for you. Sometimes it talks about Aquarius energy. And I almost feel like you might have an ally coming in later, helping you move forward. Kind of like, well, now that that's over, now that that's done, here's what you could do now that you're freed from that. It doesn't, I feel like at first it just does not feel good. But once you're freed from it, now life has more things out there for you, and it's time to go through towards these new things. I'm trying to see like what else could be here, because I feel like it's kind of like time to set down new roots. I wonder for some of you if this might be the ending of a job or something, or somebody else might be leaving a job, and it's when they leave you really hate it. But once they're gone and something else comes in, like it opens the door for you for new possibilities. But while it's happening, you're like, I don't really like this. I really don't. Because I'm seeing a lot of, when I see growth, I'm noticing this root mostly. And I feel like it's time to get myself into something new, time to get myself into something and sink my teeth into it and like really start to grab hold of it and start to grow something new here. There are better things coming for you. What else do I feel? Is there anything else here I could say with this? Because I feel like it's kind of got like this waiting room feel to it. The growth card also has this waiting room feel to it. And I feel like somebody's going to be helping you see the opportunity you have here. Kind of like, yeah, it's a waiting room, but while we're in here, we have control of the elements a little bit more. We don't have to get cold because we have, the thermostat to keep us warm if we need it. We don't have to deal with the rain because we're inside. It won't hit us directly. But if we need water, we can get it and use it when we want to. Somebody seems to be really pointing out the advantages of what you're dealing with later on. It doesn't seem easy to me, though. I'm like, there's like a point of contention where I feel very restricted. I feel kind of confined. But they're kind of like, yeah, but you're confined right now, but you got so much you could work towards, and you can make this happen, and you got this opportunity, and you can start going this way, you can start going that way. There's definitely an advisor here trying to help you move forward after this is done. This can easily go better when this advisor comes in. This one over here. When this advisor comes in, I feel like the more you work with that, and it does seem like a very compatible energy for you, the more you just kind of like, how do I explain this? It's kind of like, I don't really want to move out of this energy, but I feel like somebody's saying, but you could if you do this. And I'm just kind of like, I guess. The more you kind of try to like take their suggestions and just try something out, Doesn't mean you have to stick with something they say try, but like the more you try to get outside of that the confines here, because I feel like I'm boxed in. The more you kind of try to do it more, like there's like we'll try this. I'm like I guess I'll try it. Well, that didn't work. All right, we'll try this, and you're like I guess, and you try this. The more you start stepping outside of this confined area, the easier it gets. The more you just kind of like you get used to it. You get back into your normal groove, and you start finding what you want to find in life again. I think they're saying it's kind of like whatever the situation is, it's not going to last forever. On the other side, there are better things for you, but it's also kind of like you deciding when it's time to start searching those better things out is important. You can stay in this energy as long as you feel necessary, but once you start stepping out of it, it has to finish. Like, just to be fair, once it's finished, once you decide, the sooner you decide to step out of that, whatever is confining you, the easier it'll get. And the longer you go from that, the easier it'll get. It's kind of like the further you get away from it, the easier it'll get. I don't know. I hope this one isn't a downer. It kind of feels sad in the sense of like it's going to be stressful. They're saying in the long run, again, judgment is in your favor. It's just like while this is going on, it just really, the energy I'm feeling, it doesn't feel like it. But like when it's all said and done and you've moved on to a whole new phase of life and you look back, you're going to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm glad I'm not doing that anymore because that wasn't half as enjoyable as this is now. So at the time, you couldn't have convinced me of that wasn't for me. But now that I'm here in this better situation much farther down the road, I do feel like I'm much happier than I ever was. It might be one of those dark blessing things. Like when you lose your job, you didn't really want to, but then a new job you get down the road is so much better you never would have went for if you still had that old job. It could be something like that. All right, I'm gonna shut this. I'm gonna shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you for watching and have a great day.